Hello, and thanks for checking out episode 0 of my Ironman series. Most of the background video in this episode is just going to be filler footage, nothing super important, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. I've wanted to start an Ironman series for a while, and I've had the thought that starting with a medium leveled Ironman or kind of a medium high level would be kind of weird and off putting, but I've asked around, and almost everyone I've talked to has said that, early game Ironman, doing all the starter quests, getting 20 levels in woodcutting in an episode, stuff like that is pretty boring and just overdone. And most people thought that skipping to the interesting stuff would be perfectly fine. So this episode kind of serves to showcase what I've done up to this point, and then the first proper episode will be new progress from there. To give some more background on me, I've played RuneScape since about 2006. I have a formerly comped main. I lost comp to 120 Slayer, and I kind of fizzled out playing my main around then. Um, I also play old school. I have a main that has just about 2k total. I like both skilling and PVM, questing, and honestly anything in the game really. A big thing I'm trying to do with my Ironman is be a bit more efficient and try to get things sooner rather than later, especially if I'm going to have to get them at some point anyway. For example, I've tried getting XP outfits like the fishing outfit and cooking outfit, stuff like that, before actually training that skill outside of quests to try to maximize XP per resources and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get, grinds out of the way while the XP is more beneficial, such as getting like 75 attack from doing dragon pickaxes and stuff like that. So the main goal I had in mind when I created my Iron Man was to get the Master Quest Cape. And in that vein, I've basically just followed the efficient quest order in the level 3 to all cape spreadsheet, which I'll link below. So currently I'm sitting at 356 quest points, and here are the quests I've done. We'll just slowly scroll through them. But I'm currently working on the Majorat Memories mini quest, and the next quest I have lined up to do is Fate of the Gods, which is line 363 in the spreadsheet if you're looking at it. For skills, the main deviation from the efficient quest order is I've AFK'd 90 Thieving very early on for money and to get ports, and I've done daily player-owned farms and ports as well after I unlocked it, as well as caches, so I have pretty high farming, divination, and thieving compared to where the spreadsheet would have had me. I also got 80 crafting and smithing to get invention as not as quick as I could, but fairly quickly, because I wanted to start doing daily shop runs and stuff like that to start getting components and disassembling stuff I get from Slayer and stuff like that, just so I didn't have it laying around my bank. So I also have several pets. I got fairly lucky with skilling pets so far, actually. I have the divination pet, farming as well, the mining pet, and thieving. And I very recently got the magic pet, which I'm really excited for. I haven't snagged any boss pets, I don't think, no. And then I've had Premier before, so I also have a legendary pet, which is really nice. So for boss kills, I have about 583 it looks like. Most of these are just from doing daily reapers. I have done some krill, some extra krill. I basically just finished the hour whenever I do a reaper task, and then I've gone a couple more times as well with some people I know. In terms of drops, I've gotten a little lucky at a couple places. For Dagonoth Kings, I've gotten 3 hatchets in 111 KC, and then at Corporal Beast, of all places, I got an Elijah's Sigil on, I believe, KC like 7. And from the quest, you get a Spirit Shield, so if I get a Holy Elixir from maybe the Tormented Wraith, I could get the Divine, or Elijah's Spirit Shield, but I don't really know if that's any better than, a tier 70, 80 shield that I can make at this point as well, assuming I got the defense level. If anybody actually knows if the Spirit Shields are even worth making at all, I would love to know that information. So to look for my bank really quick, it's super unorganized. I haven't really organized it since the bank rework came out. Um, but here in the first tab, I just have teleports and runes. Second tab, I have potions, fish, and summoning supplies all crammed into one tab. Then I have a tab of just kind of skilling stuff. I do have two dragon pickaxes, as well as the dragon hatchets from DKs too. Um, I have a, general skilling resources tab. I have all the gems I got from 80 crafting, uh, logs and stuff from miscellaneous other stuff. I have a herb and farming tab, which is super cluttered. I can't wait for this to look a lot better. Um, the general combat tab. Uh, I have full spined, I have full lunar for magic, and I have bits and bobs of the rock shale, which I supplement with the trial set, which is not great for my melee setup, but I'm hoping to skip straight to bandos. I actually do have bandos gloves right now. I'm hoping to use my chaotic staff to farm out some bandos so I can just get the bandos set out of the way and upgrade pretty quickly away from rock shell. I ended up with 43 hand cannons from the Dragon Pickaxe grind, so those would be augmented and used up once I hit 75 range. And I'll probably level a couple until I hit 80 range, and then I'll just disassemble the rest for components, I think. Um, I have a general tab of just kind of rare drops. There's the Legend Sigil, and just other stuff I need to disassemble or alch or stuff like that. I have some silver stuff from when I was doing some crafting before I could do the gem rocks. I have my insulated boots that I've kind of collected up too. Then I have a cosmetics tab or miscellaneous other tab. Got some FEGs. I have all my fortunate components in here that I need to disassemble. Birds, eggs, other random stuff that I don't really want to get rid of. I have skilling outfits in a tab. I need to just bite the bullet and destroy all these and go to the Diango icon to do this, or maybe I'll just reorganize this tab when I redo my bank, but I don't know. I need to clean this up a lot. But that's basically the whole bank. I really don't have much else. Oh, in the main tab I have clues and quest junk, basically. I need to, like, build a costume room, put the ham robes and stuff in. So definitely in the first episode, one of the things I'm doing is cleaning the hell out of this bank because I hate it currently, and I just need to bite the bullet and redo it. But for now, this is what it looks like and kind of all the junk I have. So hopefully next episode you can appreciate the cleaned up and spruced up bank. So most days I try and do all the dailies that I can stomach. I have a text document to try to keep track of them all, and I just kind of want to give you an idea of what I do. I try to do jack of all trades every day for Herbal or XP. I reset it 3 times with Viswax. I go and get Viswax as well, um, just so I can reroll daily challenges and continue to reset jack of all trades. I do my Reaper task. I have about 200 Reaper points right now, and I've already unlocked Reaper's Choice, so I can get to pick my task every now and then. Typically, I've been picking krill, so I can go do an hour of krill to try and get more subjugation pieces. I try to do caches, but some days I just don't feel like it, although since I've gotten 85 divination pretty recently, it's a lot faster and easier. I check my player on farm for farm XP and player own ports, just to work on progress for ports. I think I'm most of the way through the scythe, so I still got quite a ways to go. I try and do the Slayer bugs in Miniphos, but again, sometimes I just don't feel like doing that, so I'll skip it for the day. Most of my Slayer XP actually has come from the Slayer bugs, but I've only done 49 Slayer tasks, and even then, I've just been doing point boosting for the most part. I'm trying to get myself set up on essential Slayer stuff, like unlocking broad fletching so I can get fletching up, and crafting Slayer rings so I can get those components easily before I start just grinding away at Slayer. I do shop runs. I grab Slayer gems, insulated boots, and broad arrowheads if my my cash stack will allow it. I actually go into the bow shop in Varrock and Remington just to grab components there. Every now and then I'll go and do sword runs and stuff like that for the extra components, but those are extremely expensive, so I don't do them very often. I also do Nimi Forest. I do Trinks Task as well, which I'll stop doing once I get 5k rep. I think I'm about 4100 right now. If I manage to get into a raid, I'll do those, at least Beastmaster, but every now it's kind of hard to find a raid. I sit in Iron PVM trying to get in raids every now and then, but nah, with very little luck. If you happen to have a regular raid team and want to bring me along, feel free to reach out. I'm decent DPS and I have a tier 80. I do sandstone every day just to stock up until I can craft it. Every week I try to grab pack pigs, Herbie Werby, and help Meg out. I do Tears of Gothics if I can remember to. I'm pretty sure I'm not remembering stuff off this list, but I just try to do the good dailies and weeklies and try not to dedicate my entire playtime to them, but you know. So that's all I have for episode 0. I want to thank everybody who watched up until this point for sticking with it and for bearing with me. Throughout the video, you might have noticed that I'm messing with the interface, messing with audio settings and more, and I'm just learning this editing software I'm using, which is DaVinci Resolve. So for the first little while, please just let me know how everything looks and sounds, and just kind of bear with me. And if you have any feedback whatsoever, please feel free to let me know. The main thing I want to work on, at least in my opinion, my voice is sounding kind of bad. My mic isn't that bad, but it's not that great either, so I don't know if there's any settings I can mess with, so I'm going to play around with that and see if that helps any. But again, thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great one.